Good afternoon, folks. Today is our first episode of the Mikey and D with Chad podcast. Today we'll be starring, of course, Michael as Mikey, and then we'll have D as in Dalton, and then with Chad, of course, we got Chatty Boy over here to the right. Today we are going to be talking about the NFL draft, the previous drafts to up to the present draft, as long as with some other things going on. So this is our first podcast doing, and we hope you guys all enjoy. So I'm going to have the others introduce themselves, get to know them, get to play around with them, drink a beer with them, et cetera, et cetera. You'll figure it out. It's full of bullshit, full of facts, 100% facts, nothing lie here. There's no lies here. There's no lies here at all. We're all knowledgeable, smartest men you ever known. All right, so here we go. We're going to bring with Michael. I'm going to bring Michael on now.
What's up? I am Mikey, otherwise known as Michael G, otherwise known as the smartest person in this room. I've got plenty.
He still has no idea.
I've got plenty of opinions on the draft, and I have plenty of opinions on the NBA. Although you hate the Pacers, which I'm not a huge fan of you because you're a big Steelers fan.
But the Pacers do suck. The Pacers are
very
overrated.
Come on,
and mediocre at best.
Fine, let's throw it over to Chad. See what he's got to say.
What's up, everybody? This is Chad, a.k.a. Fisherman Chad. I'm here for the outdoor knowledge and the timelines that we're going to see when it comes to the outdoors.
He's just here to tickle our balls, folks. That's all he is. He's just here to be on my side because I'm always right, but I need, every Batman needs a Robin, you know what I'm saying?
Unless it's the Steelers.
Gross. All right, so let's talk about the draft last night. So what do you think were some highlights? What do you think were some lowlights? I mean, obviously the Raiders were the Raiders last night. Obviously Trevor Lawrence going number 1. That was never a big shocker to anybody.
Big shocker.
That was not a big shocker to anybody. That's not a big shock to anybody. But, other than Lawrence going number 1, Zach Wilson at 2, I think the Niners pick, talking up Mac Jones for the past few weeks, and then totally just going the opposite direction. I thought that was a great move by Kyle Shanahan and the Niners.
Typical smokescreen when it comes to the NFL draft. They're all going to have smoke screens. They're all going to play the game. My opinion, the Jets are the Jets, and they did exactly what they normally do, and that's throw away an early pick.
I mean, do you think that Thomas is not going to be a starter in the NFL, say, in the next year or two?
No. Zach Wilson will be a pick that will live in infamy in the Jets' history. He doesn't have what it takes to be a starting NFL quarterback. He's going to be a great pick when it comes to backup quarterback.
3,800 yards. 3,800 yards. You heard it from here. You heard it from D. 3,800 yards next year. I got you, Zachy boy. I'm going to say 17 touchdowns, 7 interceptions.
Who's he?
Jets. Jets. I'm on your side, Zach.
Who is he throwing it to, by the way? Who is his receiver that he's throwing it to?
They released everybody on the wide receiver roster.
New team, new dream, baby. New team, new dream.
That makes no sense.
Zach. I'm with Zachy boy on this one.
Okay. Who are his targets? Who are his targets? Please tell me. Because we've seen what the Jets have been like in the past few years. They have literally no targets to throw to.
They got Corey Davis and Keenan Cole.
Oh yeah. Those are Pro Bowlers off the bat.
And they got the boy Crowder. No one can forget Crowder and his speed. I'm telling you right now. Slot navigator is what he is. Slot navigator.
Hey, Crowder was one of my best. When it comes to fantasy football, I would take Crowder weekly just because I knew they had no one else to throw to. I knew he would get some yards because they had nobody else to throw to.
And now they got a line. They got a quarterback. I like Darnold. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me on the wrong side of Darnold. But I know they had him last year. I'm just saying. I like Darnold. I think he was good. I think Adam Gase is trash. I don't know why and the fact they kept him, but, whatever. That's the Jets for you. That's why Tom Brady was so good for so many years. Am I right? Shit teams, shit division.
What about Trey Lance? So anyways, like we were talking about Trey Lance to the Niners. They put up that huge smoke screen about Mac Jones. I love Trey Lance. I was watching his highlights. He looks like the next Patrick Mahomes. I mean, I'll say it right now. He is going to be a big star in the NFL.
That's a big statement. To say he looks like Patrick Mahomes, a pretty big statement. Is he going to be good? Yes.
Have you seen his highlights?
I think he's going to be a great quarterback, but I don't think he's going to be anything close to Patrick Mahomes. There's a lot of things that Patrick Mahomes does that nobody in the history of the NFL has ever done.
I mean, I don't know if I'd go that far, but I mean, he's got that great, running in the pocket, throwing to an open receiver. I mean, he has that ability to buy himself time, which I love.
To be honest with you, I had to correct myself. I had to Google that real quick. But yeah, Jimmy G is 24-9 as a starting quarterback. I mean, although he has health issues, I get it. I'm just saying, has no mobility whatsoever, but yet he is 24-9 under Kyle.
But neither does Tom Brady. Tom Brady has no mobility, and look what he's done.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong, but I think having Lance will be a big improvement for the 49ers.
The thing is, the Niners still, their receiving core, I mean, honestly, it's subpar. We all know that. So, I mean, I think he's going to be running a lot. He may be like Wentz was last year and get knocked on his ass a few times. What about Kyle Pitts? I love Kyle Pitts to the Falcons. I think Kyle Pitts is going to be
solid.
He's going to be one of those tight ends that's not a tight end. He's going to be a Darren Waller that basically lines up as a receiver. He's 6'6". I don't know what he weighs, but I mean he's a tall dude. And
he's a hefty dude.
He's tall.
He's fast.
He's tall, but he runs like damn near under a 4.4. So I mean, I think that's a strong pickup for the Falcons, and then Jamar Chase for the Bengals. I mean, we
kind of saw that coming.
Do we think he's the number one receiver in this draft class?
Me being an LSU fan, of course, I think he is.
Oh God,
go Tigers!
You know what? I love that he went with back to Joe Burrow. I feel like that's a match made in heaven. I feel like they're going to just connect again, and I could see him getting over 1,000 yards in his rookie season.
I could see that too if he stays healthy. But the biggest thing, the Bengals still have a dog shit defense. I mean, it's horrendous. It's bad. Coming from a fellow Steeler fan, I see him. We just toss it up. I mean, don't get me started on our loss. Don't get me started on that loss. We're just tired. We're just tired.
Do you want to talk about the Steelers right now? I mean, I think Najee Harris was a great pickup for you guys.
Talk about a feel-good story of the NFL draft. Not only can the kid play, but the kid had been through hell and back just to get where he's at.
Go ahead and talk about that.
Kudos to his mother, who has been through hell. They were homeless. They were in homeless shelters.
Yep.
They lived in their car.
Didn't he have the draft in the homeless shelter he grew up in?
Yes, he absolutely went to the homeless shelter during his draft night and wanted to experience that with the people of that shelter who took care of him. What a great guy. That's a legitimate teammate right there. Yeah, someone that cares about more than just himself.
I mean, that's pretty amazing.
It was a huge pick. It was a huge pickup for the Steelers, to be honest. Our run game was bad. It was terrible, to be honest with you. But
the running game for the Steelers,
it was obsolete.
Well, you had Le'Veon Bell, and then he left.
James Conner
did all right.
He did okay when he was healthy. Healthy.
But Benny Snell did all right too.
He had the cold, I think, one game, and he's like, "Man, I'm not coming in today. We're not feeling well." Now, I just personally think with our offensive coordinator from last year, he's garbage. But I think this year you're gonna see the true Big Ben again.
When's Big Ben
Mike Conlon, why don't you keep your running backs healthy?
When is Ben finally going to retire? How old is he? 48 by now?
He's not going to retire until they let Ohio State or Ohio University bring back college parties.
No. So what do you think about the comments that Joe Horn made about his son J.C. Horn? Because what happened was, when J.C. Horn got picked up by the Panthers. I guess the draft guys on ESPN, they went straight to the Aaron Rodgers debacle, whatever's going on with Green Bay. We all know that. And they kind of took the spotlight off of JC going 8th to the Panthers and shone the light on Rodgers. And he was pretty upset about that. We all know Joe Horn, a great receiver from the Saints from back in the day.
J.C. Horn at 8 is a steal of the draft.
I'm going to Rodgers while the draft is going on, J.C. Horn, this is the moment of his life, and it's overshadowed by Rodgers.
No, I understand that. I mean, that's his dad, though. I mean, his dad's going to, that's like you, with one of your kids or one of your kids not getting the spotlight and overshadowed. But don't get me wrong, Aaron Rodgers is still a huge topic. Huge. And that was just recent news that just came out. So it's not like people knew. Like, I mean, they had an idea, but now he come out and said it. Like, that's huge.
Yeah, I mean,
it's Aaron Rodgers. That's not Rex Grossman. That's not Jason Campbell. That's not Tommy Maddox. Don't get me wrong. That's Aaron Rodgers.
Well, I remember a few months ago, like when my team, the Colts, were looking at quarterbacks, Aaron Rodgers said he wanted out of Green Bay, and nothing really came of it. So we were looking at Stafford. We were looking at Wentz. We finally got Wentz.
Hey, Jim Irsay, spend some damn money.
Stop it! Come on. I thought. Hey,
I'm with you.
I think that what we got, what we had to trade for Wentz was a great deal. What two was a couple of third rounders and a first rounder.
What we got to get Carson Wentz was well worth the effort. But if you're going to go after a championship, go get a championship quarterback.
Yeah,
don't take another team's trash that he got beat out by a rookie in Jalen Hurts.
True.
The thing is,
true.
Listen. The thing is, okay, the Eagles had a shit O-line last year. Can we all agree?
Shit O-line, that shit receivers. I mean, running backs were subpar. Actually, I do like Miles, but I mean, other than that,
okay.
I mean,
Miles Sanders. Okay, I get that. Okay, listen.
Carson did hold on to the ball a little too long at times.
He did, but he had no one to. Who did he have to throw it to? Alshon Jeffrey, who's 79 years old.
Have you seen the movie Incredible? They could have had the tree. They could have had the tree outs, and they decided not to.
They didn't.
Mark Wahlberg was open in the end zone multiple times.
All right, listen. Okay. The Colts have an amazing O-line. Wentz
and defense.
Wentz was 11-0 before he got hurt in 2017.
But in 2017, when Wentz had the incredible offensive line, he went down. Yeah. And the defense carried the load.
I understand that. But he also worked. I would love an 11-win season next year is a win for me. I think
as a Colts fan, yes, or as an NFL fan?
As a Colts fan. Anybody.
I don't think that's right.
I think any NFL team would be happy with 11.
Rivers gave you almost.
Going 11-5. Or are they going to 17 games this year?
I think they're making a move this year.
Okay. Anyways, 11-6, I still think is a solid season. That, I mean, yeah, the AFC last year was insane, and 11-5 barely got you into the playoffs. But I think 11-5 is not a bad. That's a good season.
But here's our problem: we're going into an 11-win season from the Colts standpoint, and as Colts fans that we are, with the exception of Dalton, who God knows why he's a Steelers fan. But we're talking about an 11-5 season with the Colts. We're not used to that. We're used to 12-4s, to 13-3s, and there's a reason for that, because we've had one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time in Peyton Manning, and nobody can argue that. He's one of the greatest of all time.
Well, why don't we go to the?
I think.
Why don't we talk about our top QBs of all time?
Before we get on that, I really believe if I was a Colts fan, thank God I'm not. I think you guys for sure would want at least a playoff win to two, maybe the AFC Championship.
I mean, I'm not gonna talk anything about.
Because I mean, you can go undefeated in the season and then go out first round. I mean, that does no justice, I think Wentz has that. Will give you that. I think Wentz this year personally will take you guys to your first playoff game win in however long it's been.
It's been about 5 years.
It's been a little bit.
But I mean, okay, so we have Luck, which I mean, he retired at the wrong time. I totally get that. If he would have stayed a few more years,
Super Bowl, maybe an appearance.
Yes.
You still got Steelers. You still had Chiefs. And you still had Patriots.
You stop talking about the Steelers? We don't care about the Steelers.
When it comes to Andrew Luck, there's no doubt. He's got the best football IQ of any quarterback to come out in the last decade.
He's too smart.
He's so smart. He's overthinking about things.
He's too smart, and he decided I don't want to get my head bashed in for the next 5 fucking years.
Which makes him very fucking
Exactly.
smart. Because he took
But it
his
makes us a lot of
$96 million
Jack's
that
got
he
another
made,
pick in.
and he said, "I'm going to fucking Tahiti, and you guys can kiss my ass."
It makes us a lot of pissed off Colts fans. So why don't we talk about quarterbacks? By the way, let's go down the line and see who our top 5 all-time
Here we go.
quarterbacks are.
Here we go.
Dalton, I don't want you to say Bradshaw, Roethlisberger, Tommy Maddox, and whoever the hell else, Cordell Stewart.
Or
O'Neal.
Neil McDonald. Please keep Neil McDonald out of the
Neil
goddamn
McDonald can
equation.
kiss my fucking ass.
We're not going to bring up Charlie Batch, the greatest backup ever to play the game.
So, all right, D. Who are your top 5 QBs of all time? I need some stats too, by the way.
Honestly,
Start at 5. Start at 5. It's fine.
you're going to hate me for this one.
Don't say.
I think
I,
so.
No, don't
I
say
think
it. I don't know who you're gonna say it.
Drew Brees.
You know what? I'm not.
At fucking 5.
I'm not mad about Drew Brees because he's got the most yards of all time. He broke that record. I'd put him just outside of 5.
There's a lot of reasons. It took me a little bit to think about this. I mean, obviously the stats, huge. I mean, Hall of Fame player for sure. Super Bowl victor. But when it comes down to it, I mean, to be honest with you, I can't get on board with him. I can't get him to get past my third guy because playing in a dome for most of his career,
Well,
I think that's huge.
A lot of the time,
I think that like increases stats for quarterbacks.
A lot of the time, he was coming back in games too, so he was always not every time. He was always a throw first
star receiver every single season he played. Mm-hmm. Above average defense every year, damn near for the Saints at least. I mean, even for the Chargers. His defense was pretty solid. He had the greatest running back in that era he had for the San Diego. I mean, then he had Kamara, Ingram, and then he had not Pierre, but I can't even think of his name.
I know what you're talking about.
But simply put, he had absolutely incredible weapons. All the way around, he's had great weapons.
He always had weapons.
But there's nobody that can argue the man
That's what I was thinking of.
has incredible accuracy.
Yeah.
He's a small quarterback for his size.
Yeah,
Well, the thing is, if you ever watched,
Comes from
he had
Purdue.
he had to stand on his tiptoes to look over the O line. That's how insane that was. And to put up those kind of stats with this, what was he, 5'10"? I mean, to be a quarterback, to be a successful
On good
to be a
days.
successful quarterback, you really need to be 6'4".
Don't get me wrong. I mean, yeah, the adversity he fought to be where he is now is huge. If I'm, we're talking about the greatest of all time, and I think personally he's very talented, very smart, but great coaching, great overall weapons around him, great defenses usually, and the division he's in, that helps out quite a bit, I believe.
So who do you got number 4?
Number four.
Don't throw in your boy. If you throw your boy in the top 5, I am literally going to rip your head off right now.
I got Joe Montana at number 4.
Montana, I don't mind. I mean, he didn't have a lot of yards. He didn't have a lot of passing yards, but he got...
You can't take away 4 for 4 in Super Bowls.
He got the rings.
He got the rings. He kind of set up how a quarterback should be played in that position. I mean, don't get me wrong. Great coaching. Also, greatest receiver ever to have. But
Right.
when it comes down to it, Joe Montana. He's number 4. And then number 3.
Good, my boy.
Number 3, Aaron Rodgers.
I'm not totally mad about that.
I hate saying it. Hate it.
You're clearly a millennial because you have said nobody outside of this era.
Well, Montana was the early 80s.
No,
But this
he was
era,
still-
they throw the ball way more than they did.
I mean, I'm not going to tell you my picks yet, but I wouldn't put Rodgers up in that.
I mean, it was Rodgers or Dan Marino, but Rodgers has that ring.
I would have got Marino.
I love Marino. I think he's
Well-
grade A talent, but Rodgers, even though I hated to beat the Steelers, but I give him credit because you look at his stats. I mean, honestly, his touchdown to INT ratio and his yards, That's incredible. If it makes anything, the Bears haven't had a 4,000-yard passer, and I don't think, 85? Well, I'll bring up the 85. Let's get like an 85.
Actually, they didn't have.
I don't even think Jim McMahon got 4,000.
Jim McMahon had 3,800 yards. If I'm not correct, he never hit the 4,000-yard plateau.
God, Jesus, man.
They haven't had a 4,000-yard quarterback.
Maybe the tide's about to turn with taking Justin Fields.
You know what, Bears fans? Great job. Great pick on
You know
Justin
what I
Fields.
love is that they have 3 QB1s now at Chicago. I mean, they've got Nick Foles. They've got Justin Fields. No, Grossman.
Dalton is not a QB1. Anybody that says Dalton is a QB1 should be taken out to the woodshed.
Jerry Jones said he was a QB1.
Jerry Jones also does a lot of things he shouldn't be doing.
That is true. But I'm just saying, okay.
Andy Dalton was brought there for one reason only.
The
Red Rocket was brought there to teach Fields how to throw the dime. I'm telling you, I still think Andy Dalton's above average quarterback.
I think he is too. Like I think with Cincinnati, he was not that bad.
His haircut A+.
Oh yeah.
Hairstyles
Totally.
A+ for sure.
Totally.
And we're back. Sorry, we had to take a brief moment so we could smoke a dart. The other guy can get a pizza. Chatty Boy got some Pizza Hut tonight.
I did take a pee too. I mean,
we are not sponsored by Pizza Hut, but the Hut. We are listening to offers. Anyways, back onto the list. I think personally on number 2 on this top 5 list for the D's list, I think it's going to be Peyton.
There you go.
Manning. I was gonna say Archie, but I had to stick with my boy Peyton.
Archie was one of those great quarterbacks that was stuck with a shit team. He would have been if he would have been with who was a great team back in the Packers. Say he was like the Packers quarterback back then. Would he have been
Bart? You're attacking my boy Bart.
I'm attacking Bart Starr. I totally am. Yeah, but say Archie would have been with a better. Say Archie would have been with a better team back then. Would he have been? Would he have played in the Super Bowl? Would he have done? Would he have done what his son and what Brady and everybody? Would he have done that? Do you think?
No.
Really?
I don't think so. I don't. But then again, I don't know. It's like saying if you switch Unitas with Archie, what's going to happen?
Well, Unitas he had a great team around him. So that's what it all comes down to with quarterbacks is it doesn't matter who you coming back to tonight and the night before to the draft. If you don't have a good team around you, if you don't have the line around you, you are going to be on your ass more than you're throwing the ball. And that's what a lot of it comes down to because it's a lot of skill, but it's a lot of just being protected. And that's how Brady. Look at the O-lines Brady's had, which I'm sure that's who you're going to go with next.
Tommy might be next, but I don't. This conversation go like the big what ifs can go with any great quarterback. You go with Drew Brees. We'll go back to my number 5. If you think you can put Ben Roethlisberger in the dome. If you can put Aaron Rodgers in the dome, what do you think the outcome's going to be?
I understand that. I don't think. I don't see. I'm sorry. I don't see Big Ben being that type of quarterback. That he's going to have. He's got a legacy. Obviously, he'll be in the Hall of Fame probably, but I just don't see. He had how many weapons did he have around him? My God, how stacked can you make a team?
When it comes to Big Ben and the Steelers,
yes,
they had Antonio Brown in his prime, who's going to go down as a Hall of Famer.
Thank you.
They had Le'Veon Bell, who's going to go down as a Hall of Famer.
They had Hines Ward,
going to go down as a Hall of Famer.
Exactly.
Well, they're
offensive line.
They're thinking about it.
The offensive line was there's 3 guys on that offensive line that are without question walk-in Hall of Fame.
Exactly.
Alan Faneca, DeCastro, Mike Pouncey. I mean, don't get me wrong. Ben Roethlisberger was around some solid dudes.
Yes.
And the
Solid
defense.
Solid is not the point.
The biggest thing is the defense.
He was around incredible talent.
Exactly. Solid's not even the word.
He was around incredible talent, a.k.a. Hall of Fame talent.
Exactly.
He made that talent Hall of Fame. By the way. Made it. You got to pitch the ball before you catch it. You know what I'm saying?
All right. Anyways,
you better pitch that Coors Light in your mouth because you're clearly off the hook.
Hey, by the way, we are not sponsored by the Blue Mountains, but we are hearing the call. We are hearing the call.
We love the Rockies. So, okay, number one, I'm assuming you're going to go Brady.
I mean, that's just
that's kind of where I'm.
I think if everyone's list right now, if Tom Brady's not your number one, then you're just a hater.
You're fully lying to yourself.
Yeah, you're just a hater.
I'm a total hater. I've hated him since 2001.
You know how many Super Bowls he kept the most AFC opponents out of?
I do not disagree. He is the best quarterback of all time. But he doesn't have the arm that some of these guys have. I mean, I'm not saying, trust me, I totally agree.
We need a reverse button on this guy.
I totally agree. He's number one.
You don't need the arm.
I know that.
When you have the talent.
He still had a solid arm.
Right. Yeah.
He still has a solid arm.
He had a solid arm. He's always had a great O-line. He's always had a great coach.
He's had a good defense too. That usually gets shoved under the carpet because of Tom Brady's play.
I'm sorry, it's a cliche, but defense wins championships. And if you look back
and Vinatieri, baby.
If you look back at most of Brady's championships, it was the defense.
And Adam.
Speaking of defense, Richard Seymour, is Tom Brady still thanking you for that championship?
Right, exactly. I mean,
or the ref for the Raiders that took away Charles Woodson's. What is that? What the tuck rule? What the is that?
Well, remember when
that was Richard Seymour's tuck rule.
That was
poor Richard Seymour.
That was. I feel so
taking
bad
the Raiders to the Super Bowl single-handedly with zero help anywhere, offense or defense. Richard Seymour.
Yeah, and
my friend, are a saint for not going ballistic.
And then you look at the Seahawks back in 2014 season. They were a yard away from beating the Patriots, and they decided to fucking pass it instead of handing off to Beast Mode, who is
hopped up on Skittles and ready to fucking go.
One of my favorite running backs of all time, by the way.
Wait. Hey, Malcolm Butler. You got paid because of that, buddy.
Hold on.
You need to be thanking Pete Carroll.
When you talk about Malcolm Butler, you have to refer to him as Malcolm Butler, Super Bowl MVP. Because that's the only way he will be addressed.
Did you see the play? Did you see Belichick was actually running that coverage at the goal line the week prior?
Oh my god!
That little fucker, dude. He was ready to rumble for that play.
He was. He totally was.
He was chomping at the bits for that.
And they knew exactly where they were going with that. If they would have, what were they on? Was that first or second down? I can't remember.
I think that was first down. That was first and goal.
Dude, they had 3 fucking downs to get beast mode in the end zone.
We remember.
With 1 yard.
People don't forget. And
Marshawn Lynch definitely doesn't forget. He talks about it to this day. I mean, it's just, I don't know what Pete Carroll was thinking, but I don't know, and I don't know how he's the coach for the Seahawks. But I mean,
okay, we can't. I mean, come on, don't throw Pete under the bus or that and run him over.
I've never liked Pete because I've always
been upset, jealous. Pete, you're the man, man. You're the man.
I've been a Notre Dame fan since I was a small child, and USC fucked us so many times.
Reggie Bush.
I hate Matt Leinart. I hate Reggie Bush. Oh my god, I could talk about it for days, but I'm not going to. We'll move on to the next subject. What are we going?
Whoa! Wait! I think we got to talk about Mikey and Chad. My boy Chad wants to say his top 5 too.
All right, go ahead. Go for it.
All right.
Since you're not a millennial, let's see what you got.
I am definitely not a millennial.
Millennial has to do with this. I'm solid.
I am certainly the old guy of the group.
Oh, here comes Frank Tarkenton. Let's throw him up there.
We're definitely not going Frank Tarkenton. My number 5 all-time quarterback is Dan Marino.
All right.
And I will let you guys critique me on that because
No,
I can't critique that because I think he was solid. I really do.
The only argument he's ever going to get is the no rings argument, which everyone's heard before. We get it. But he was, I mean, coming out of the 84, remember the 84 draft? It was him, it was Elway.
it was Joe Montana.
No. That he was back in like 78 or 79. But that 84 draft was Elway, Marino, and a bunch of fucking no-names. And Marino got picked at the very end of the first round. Elway got picked first by the Colts, if you remember. By the Baltimore Colts. He did not want to play for the Colts.
No, he got traded just like Peyton Springer.
No.
Eli, because he was too scared to go play for a team that wasn't worth a fuck and had to go to a team that was worth a shit so that he would look better.
What happened is he decided, he told the NFL that he said, I'm going to go play baseball because he was a two-sport athlete. So he played for the Yankees for the summer. And then somehow
Tony Eason.
Tony Eason was one of them, yes.
He was
nothing. But anyways, so Elway plays for the Yankees first summer. He actually does really well in like AA or AAA or whatever. But
can we keep the Yankee talk to a minimum, please? Because there's one guy in this panel that does not like the Yankees, and that'd be this guy.
Got that Sox hat on. I understand that. I understand, but I mean, like
Jeter.
Anyways,
Jeter. Oh, my boy Jeter.
So anyways, he played for the Yankees for that summer, and then he comes back, and the Broncos make the trade. Chris Hinton, and I think it was somebody else for Elway, which Hinton ended up being great for the Colts. He ended up in the Colts Ring of Honor. He was a great player for the Colts. Obviously, not what Elway ended up being. But it wasn't, I don't think, honestly at the time, I don't think it was a bad trade. He wasn't playing for Baltimore next year they went to Indy, but I mean, he did not want to play for Baltimore. He hated Robert Irsay, which I mean, who can blame him, even though I'm a Colts fan. But, and it worked out fine for him. It worked out, I guess, okay for us. I mean, I would have loved to say that we had Elway as quarterback for fucking 20 years.
And somehow we're back on the Colts. I mean, come on. We're talking about top five here.
So
if we're going to keep talking, Tony Eason, can you imagine if he beat the 85 Bears? Can you imagine if the Bears had nothing? Oh, my God. Can you imagine the greatest quarterback out of that draft class to dominate?
Hey, I'm pretty sure in that era, the Pittsburgh Steelers weren't worth a shit.
Yeah.
So we'll move past
We took
this.
a break. We had to take a break. We're just winning too much.
We'll go to my number 4.
We get tired.
My number 4 is, in my opinion, the greatest left-hand quarterback of all time. And I'm going to go with Steve Young. I think that guy was he did things that revolutionized that particular position as quarterback. He was mobile. He could throw the ball at any angle.
Well, the thing is, if you're going to put Steve Young at number 4, are you see higher than Montana in your opinion?
No.
Okay.
No. Because I got Montana.
I think he's up
3.
there with Cunningham.
Brandon Cunningham. Really? He was.
He was solid too. I think Steve Young's great.
Yeah, I can't. I'm not saying he's number 3, but I mean,
I don't know if he's top 5, but I agree with you about revolutionized like running quarterbacks.
Exactly.
And
sure.
Yeah, a white guy running the ball. I mean, like that. I mean, he was, he revolutionized the position. You are correct about that.
And that for me is worth number 4. My number 3, I'm gonna go with Joe Montana.
There you go.
2 Niners. Niners
right in a row.
Here comes Jimmy G, Colin Kaepernick. I mean, where are we going? Jeff Garcia.
And again, we're gonna stay with Joe Montana because those guys have done nothing for that franchise.
Yeah. Well, the thing with Montana is that I really didn't understand until later on in my life is he didn't have a whole lot of passing yards. He only threw for about 40,000 yards in his career. I mean, Brees has 80. So, I mean, you got to look at that and say, what made Montana so great? I mean,
his accuracy.
I'm not arguing with you. I'm just saying.
His accuracy and the fact that, yes, he had Jerry Rice for the majority of his career.
Yeah.
Outside of that, who'd he have?
I mean.
Name one player that he had that you can name that he was throwing the ball to.
I mean.
Hurst.
Let me Google it for. I mean, he did have. The thing is,
No, that tight
they
end
threw
was
with
good.
Roger. Roger Craig was one of the best running backs of the era. They had Tom Rathman, who was just a fucking beast.
But in that era, it was a run first
It was run
offense.
first. No, it was.
You can't
it
take
was-
that away from Joe Montana.
No, it was
If Joe Montana plays in this era, where does he fit in?
Oh, I know exactly.
He fits in as probably an 80,000-yard passer in his career.
I don't know if I agree if that was Marino.
That's pretty lofty.
I think
80,000
Marino right now.
Only Breeze is in that category.
No, Brady's up there.
Oh, Brady is up there.
Yeah, I mean,
But
come on.
Brady's 56 years old, so I mean, whatever.
57, but who's counting? But hey, Tom
Brady, hats off to you, brother.
Yeah, for
'Cause
sure.
you are doing life
Seriously.
right.
But I give Montana above, obviously, Steve Young in your list, but more credit because he did go to the Chiefs, and he still almost got him to he got to the Chiefs, almost to fucking, glory land.
That is true. Before the Chiefs had, I remember back in the early 2000s, the Chiefs had a great team. They had like Priest, Holmes, and
that's what Tony Gonzalez.
yeah.
Trent
They had
Green,
a great team back in
the
the
receiver Bo.
Was it Derek?
Is Dwayne
Dwayne Bowe.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Another LSU boy.
because
It's all good.
that was a team that I couldn't stand. The
Go
coach
Tigers.
playing. It's GEUX Tigers.
In my last two, obviously, are probably the same as everybody else.
Man,
It's
man,
Peyton
man,
at number 2, and it's Tommy Boy at number 1.
Which I have something to say about Peyton, to be honest.
Go ahead and say
I think personally, if he would have won a couple more ships, he would be above Tom
He
Brady.
definitely would. That's the thing.
I think because his overall, if you look at every year, he's up the discussion of MVP. Definitely, the offensive player of the year almost every year, just because he honestly created so much for that offense. To be honest with you.
It goes back to what Mikey said earlier. It goes back to defense and winning championships.
And
Peyton had one year of a really quality defense.
The year that the Colts won the Super Bowl, they had the best offense the best defense in the league.
Correct.
That's probably why they won. I'm not taking away anything from Manning because he was.
Look at what Peyton was throwing ducks out in Denver, and they won a Super Bowl. Why?
Absolutely.
Because they had the best defense, statistically, in the NFL.
Absolutely.
If you just go off this, if really, I have his stats up right here. To be honest, this is Peyton Manning. 99, 13-3, 2000, 10-6, 2002, 10-6. Then from 2003 all the way up to 2009, we'll throw 10 in there. He's 10 games above.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, Brady's up there too, but shit.
But Peyton was a fucking winner. The guy done more for an organization than anyone in the history of the NFL
I think
has.
Brady's a winner.
I feel like Brady, since he has such
Brady had more around him, I believe.
Brady had a great defense. I feel like he was more of a game manager than anything. Manning went out there to win games. Brady was out there to make sure they didn't lose the games. There's a big difference there.
Peyton had no choice. It was either Peyton wins the game for him or they lose the game.
Right.
Except they had
that 1 year where they won.
They had Dwight Freeney. They had Robert Mathis.
Bob Sanders.
Name somebody on the defense outside of those three. You can't.
No, they're linebacker.
Oh, back
the
then,
one that
way
made
back
the bust fumble but saved the day, Ben Roethlisberger.
Gary Brackett had Gary Brackett. He had one.
June. You guys had June.
Cato June went to jail on a DUI. He clearly wasn't in it for the team.
Hater. Don't be a hater.
But
you can because we're Colts fans. We can
Exactly.
name 100 players off of that.
And I know
team.
I know all the Pats defense because we played so many fucking.
But those guys didn't. They weren't game changers. Robert Mathis was a game changer. Dwight Freeney in his prime was a game changer.
Bob Sanders was when he was healthy.
When they had the strip sack, literally nailed down to a T, they were game changers.
Yeah, they were absolutely game changers. Outside of those three, you can't name a game changer. Gary Brackett had an incredible play one time.
He was just a solid guy.
Gary, and I mean no disrespect, dude. I love you. You're an incredible figure in the Indianapolis area.
Yeah.
And I wish you nothing but the best.
But
you were not a game changer.
Brackett was a solid player, and that's probably where we're going to leave it at. That's what he was. He was a solid linebacker. Nothing too crazy, but he wasn't mediocre. He was a good, solid player.
He was definitely your run of the mill middle linebacker. He wasn't nothing special, but he sacrificed himself.
I don't know if I say run of the mill, but I'd put him slightly above.
I think he was like a Thomas Davis for me.
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, I definitely see the comparison what you're talking about.
On other news, though, what do you guys think? Obviously, he's not on our list, but he's one of my all-time favorite quarterbacks, Brett Favre. What are you guys' takes on Brett Favre?
He likes to send dick pics to reporters.
Baller move. I don't know why that's a bad. I don't even know why it's bad. I agree with that. I agree with that.
I'm not saying it's bad. It was just
clearly this is the single guy of the group talking about this because the rest of us can't.
At the twilight of his career, he's sending dick pics out, and it's like, well, he has nothing else to. I mean, okay, Brett Favre.
All right, come on now.
Brett Favre as a player,
he was
incredible.
He was a great quarterback.
He was remarkable.
Yeah, he really was.
Most of his career, he didn't know what the nickel defense was.
That's it. that's
and he still won games.
That's actually very true, which is funny. But yeah, he was. I was thinking about putting him in my top 5, but again, there's so many other guys that I just don't want to leave out.
Okay, so let's go to your top 5, Mikey.
My top 5. Number 5, I go Montana, just because
Agree.
I love Montana when I was a kid. He was one of my favorite quarterbacks when I was growing up. Number 16.
He's a fucking Notre Dame homer, so it's all
I'm
good.
a Notre
With
Dame
the bus.
right. Number three for Notre Dame.
All right, who's your number 4?
But he, like I said, he doesn't have the yardage, he doesn't have all that. But I mean, I know it was a run first game back then. I get it. Number 4 would be Marino.
Not gonna argue there.
Again, he had the stats, he just could never fucking win. I mean, the thing is, he had receivers around him.
Yeah, but he also had to score 40 points a game to win a game.
That's true. He's almost like a Peyton.
Yeah.
How he put up major stats because he had to.
By the way, we're going to take a second for round 2. The Colts pick is in.
Oh,
let's see if these guys, let's see who they get.
Let's go.
Let's see.
Offensive tackle right here, boys and girls.
No, hold on. Oh, God.
Let's see what they do.
And following the Colts, I don't know how this is a quinky dink, but we got the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Who cares about the Steelers?
Let's go, nation.
Seriously, the pick's in. Let's go. I hate how the pick is in and they wait 20 minutes to announce it. I do like this year that they've got literally
people. They got people.
No,
there too.
They've got the lazy boy from Goodell's basement that he was in last year, and they've got it up on the stage for every fan to sit in from each one of the teams. I thought that was pretty cool.
Here's something for everybody to talk about, just something to bring up. What does everybody think when they have on the teleprompter that the pick is in? Does everybody know 5 minutes, 10 minutes beforehand? Are they just sleeping on the pick?
For sure.
It depends.
Especially, look at last night. They took the entire time. By what I'm saying is the Jacksonville Jaguars.
I will say last night it went fairly quickly.
But the Jacksonville Jaguars took the entire clock.
But everyone knew.
Everybody knew who they were going to take. Why wait?
Trevor Lawrence probably knew 3 months.
Because I mean, it's the first pick of their overall year. I feel like you have to you have to make it big. You will dramatize it.
I will say that.
But there's no drama involved when everybody in the world knows that Trevor
I
Lawrence is getting picked.
I damn near peed myself. There
were a lot of like holy shit moments last night in the draft. Like especially
yes, but was it pick 1 when the Jacksonville Jaguars took 15 minutes to pick Trevor Lawrence?
But it was pick 3. Pick 3 with Lance. Everyone thought Mac Jones was going to the Niners. Everyone thought Mac Jones was going to the Niners.
Mac even said it. He goes, "That's the pick he wanted. He wanted to go to New England."
Right, exactly.
You know what's really awesome?
But actually, you know what?
I didn't think that Mac Jones was going.
I didn't think honestly, I thought
Trey Lance was going.
He's a better quarterback.
I'm kind of surprised Mac Jones.
But I am still not against Mac Jones.
I'm kind of surprised Mac Jones went as high as he went just because of Alabama quarterbacks just aren't like Tua is just.
Hey, I'll tell you what though, if AJ McCarron would have got a solid chance.
Yeah, look at McCarron.
Don't hate on it. He almost beat Steelers.
What was he a backer for the Bengals for like 5 years?
Because he had the red rocket in front of him. That's why.
And the red rocket you say is not a starting quarterback.
If you
I
can't
said
beat
he's
out
above
Andy
average
Dalton as your starting quarterback with the receivers they have in the Bengals organization around them, that's not saying a whole lot about
it's
AJ
not.
McCarron.
But also,
I think he was
look
good.
at the weapons they had. AJ Green. Yeah, I mean,
They didn't get Ty Boyd until later.
dang it, who was
Nor Brown.
But they had John Ross,
Who's the guy that
who
I
set
mean,
records.
Who's the
in
guy?
the
Who's the
combine.
guy that got last year that fucking lit it up?
T. Higgins.
Yeah.
Animal out of Clemson.
Yeah, Higgins.
Stud.
Yeah,
He's solid.
Higgins
He's
is
solid.
insane.
But AJ Green's gone this year.
Yeah. What do you think about? So the Falcons picked up. Well, we're going back to the draft, obviously, but Falcons picked up Pitts. Is Julio gone?
Yes.
Julio's gone. That's what
Julio's
I thought.
gone.
I kind of figured he's gone too.
I think so. I don't know why. I think, honestly, this is a weird thing, but I don't think they're going to stay with Ryan. I don't think Matty Ice is going to be there.
Who are they taking then?
You got Jimmy G and you got
Oh, Jesus.
Rodgers.
No
way.
Oh, hold on. Close pick is in.
here we
so
go.
we're
Here we
gonna
go.
stop
Here we go.
For literally 5 seconds.
Oh, there's a
To
cheesehead.
see.
Where number one, two.
Oh, the cheese.
Oh, look at this guy.
There's my boy. Actually, I've met him a few times.
Look at him, the
He's-
super fan.
He's at every
Number
game.
one super fan of the
He-
Colts.
he's
If
at
you're
every-
watching the draft
Oh,
right
yeah.
now,
He's
that man right there
he's
is
at every-
the
he's
epitome of a
He's
fan.
He's at every game. He's definitely a super fan. If you
He's been up or down no matter what.
And while we're waiting for this draft pick, I'm just letting you know that we also are going to be talking about other subjects other than sports here at some point. I believe we're going to bring up some conspiracy and ghost stories and possibly do a little ghost hunting. So if you have any good places in the area, let us know. We'll shoot out the email. We'll shoot out the email.
Absolutely.
You guys just send us what you guys think.
Please do.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
All right, where are we going? All right,
Oh,
Antoine
hey,
Bethea.
There's over there.
There's another
There's
name.
another
That's
Colt.
my guy
Antoine
right there.
Bethea.
What's he saying? What's he going to do?
I can't hit. It's on mute right
What do you
now.
think?
Sorry,
What do you
guys.
think they need? What do you think they need right now?
They
They need O-line.
They need offensive.
Oh, lie.
O-line. O-line. Let's
they need,
bring
they
it.
need no.
Oh,
they went
D-head.
another-
They went defensive
I'm
end.
not mad at it.
I'm not mad
They
about
went
that.
another pass rush.
I don't think that's bad.
Let's go.
Yeah, but
Another
they've
pass
already.
rusher.
So, okay, listen. They've already got. They've got. I can't even think.
Yes,
of
that
it.
guy.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. He's solid.
They've got. My mind's drawing a blanker now. What
Yeah, dude.
the fuck is
Are
his name?
you talking about yesterday's pick?
No, I'm talking about fucking. Are we still on? God damn it! Pause it. Go back.
And we are back. We had Mikey smoke yet another dart. Chad had a beer bong, so, 2 Millers. But you know what? We're back, and now we're going to go to the topic of the AFC South. Our predictions early for the AFC South because, they're Colts fans, so we'll keep it classy. We'll keep it moderate. We'll keep it close.
Extremely.
So let's begin with Mikey and his thoughts on the AFC
extremely
South.
Early. So first off, I think, I think the Jags are going to be better than they were last year. We might actually.
God, that's cold.
Welcome to the Miller Lite world.
We might actually win both games against them this year. But I don't know. Trevor Lawrence is a very good quarterback. Who knows what's going to happen? We couldn't win against what the fuck's his name from last year?
Who are you talking about? Cutoff shorts? AKA
My
Gardner Minshew?
boy with the stash.
Gardner Minshew.
Party in the front.
We couldn't win against Gardner Minshew last year, so who the hell
And
knows
back, baby.
what's going to happen this year? But I see. So as far as the AFC South, I see going most likely Titans, Colts, Jags, Texans. 4 or 5 teams. Am I missing one?
Dude, you're missing a whole thing. Yeah, dude, a whole organization.
Who am I missing?
No, you're hitting the nail with the hammer right there. I don't know what you're smoking over there in your darts, my guy, but we're gonna tackle this straight up. I think number one is the Titans.
4 teams in the AFC
I
South.
know. We realize that we're just all judging you, so I think the Titans are number one.
Yeah, I agree.
Give me the Jaguars number
Fuck.
2. Give
Fuck
me
that.
Jaguars.
Fuck that.
Colts number 3. I'm not all on board with the Wentz. I don't know what's going on. I don't know. I mean, it's either gonna make. I think it's going to be number 1 or number 3 for the Colts this year. They have a solid defense.
Okay.
They have
All
a
right.
good offensive line, great running back. Now,
Three
now
great
as this
running backs, by the
goes
way.
with, you're right, but now it goes with the Wentz. And also, you know what, followed up, I think, the shitty Texans. But, by the way, if we're going to talk about bets, I think the Texans are going 1-1 with the Indianapolis Colts this year.
Yeah. Why? The Texans are a huge dumpster fire this year. They let everybody go. Why in the hell would you think the Texans will even win 3 games this year? Okay, maybe 2 of them will be against the Colts because we're horrible against division rivals. But what they are going to finish in last in the AFC South again.
It's going to be a building year.
Chad.
And I'm interested to see what happens to Watson this year.
Chad, what do you got?
If it's me, being a Colts fan, obviously, I think the Colts have what it takes to be the AFC South champions.
I'm a Colts fan, but I'm not going to say they're going to win I'm not going to say they're winning the division. I mean,
The Titans lost.
I
The
think
Titans lost a little bit. The Titans lost Corey Davis in free agency. They lost Jonnu Smith free agency.
They still have Mr. D. Henry.
Yes,
And
but
my
we're
boy.
the defense. The defense is solid against Derrick Henry. Yeah, we gave up some yards.
Brown.
Yeah.
AJ Brown is going to be a problem.
Beast. And they
He's
got
going to be a
Bud Dupree.
problem. AJ Brown is a problem no matter who they play.
I mean, I would love. Don't get me wrong. I mean, that's my dream for us to win the division. But I mean, do you really think we will win the division?
I do, and it's going to be on the shoulder of Carson Wentz. If
I
Carson
kinda
Wentz,
agree with it.
if Carson Wentz can stay upright, if the offensive line holds Carson Wentz upright, then we will win the division running away. There's not even going to be a chance.
I kind of agree with that.
Well, why don't we go to the?
But I also think Tennessee is going to go 1-1 with the Colts too this year.
I do see 1-1 with the Colts in Tennessee.
I see Tennessee coming to Indianapolis, stealing that dub, and I think vice versa. Colts are going to go to Tennessee, and they're going to win that dub. I just see it happening.
I could definitely see that, but because the Colts, I don't know what it is with them against division rivals.
We can't win in Tennessee.
They just fall apart.
Call it what it is. We can't win in Tennessee.
And I have no
I
idea.
think Wentz is going to take over in Tennessee, but I think Tennessee is going to take over in Indianapolis.
Ryan Tannehill is the X factor in all this. I truly believe
Yeah,
in the
play-
AFC South.
Well,
Ryan Tannehill is going to be the X factor. If Ryan Tannehill plays to his abilities like he did last year,
Sure.
you're looking at an AFC championship again for Tennessee
Well,
Titans.
All right. Well, let's go to our boy D. What do you think about the AFC North this year?
Oh, we're jumping divisions now. Oh.
I mean, we talked about the South. You talked about the North since you're,
All right,
since you're a black and yellow fan.
So, the
Let's talk
great North winter is coming, baby. All right, so I think, honestly, I really believe Steelers will be the number 1. Solid running back now. Big Ben played well last year with a shit coordinator.
I'm so sorry.
What hurts is Dupree gone. Because that's going to hurt, but we managed last year. Now, number 2, I can't stand number 2, but I think it's going to be the Ravens. I think followed closely by Baker. I think they have an off year this year to believe. I don't think they're going to be as good as they were last year. And then the Bengals. I think they're going to be scratching from the bottom again. I just don't see Burrow coming back with an injury like that. Young team. Defense is trash.
I don't see the Bengals all of a sudden being a contender.
Not yet.
But I don't see the Steelers beating the Ravens. I don't see them having a better having.
We have Lamar's number.
No, I don't.
The running back.
I don't see. As far as the end of the year standings go, I cannot see the Steelers having better standing than the Ravens. I cannot see that with Lamar Jackson.
We have one of the easier schedules this year. You see it?
I haven't seen it. I don't know who you're playing. I haven't looked at it yet.
Actually,
I do not give 2 shits about the Steelers. So
I'm literally just kidding. We have, I think, the second hardest schedule this year.
No,
last year we had the easiest schedule, but now this year
I think last year
they gave.
I think we had the.
I mean,
schedule.
well, everyone feels bad for the Colts. It's like the
Stop
Bears. They're fighting. They're little fighters down there.
We're
brawling around,
We're trying. We're doing
getting the nitty gritty.
We're doing what we can.
I mean, last year,
What
the Steelers definitely had one of the easiest schedules. I admit it. I admit that.
So, all right. Why don't we, since we've talked about our divisions, why don't we go to the Super Bowl? Who do we have?
Super Bowl already?
I'm going.
We're not even.
Ball
Oh my
I'm
gosh!
going
We're
all
not
the
even
way.
in the
I'm going,
playoffs.
I'm going all the way.
Giraffe's still right in front of us on a 50-inch TV.
I'm going all the way.
And we're going to the
who do we
bowl.
have
The
in-
bowl.
We can't say the name. Who do we have in the big game?
Oh my gosh! We're doing this right now.
Right now. Who do we have in the
You
big
know
game?
what, Chatty? What do you think is gonna happen? Actually, we'll start with the AFC Championship. Who's gonna be the two brawling it out?
I already know.
If we're gonna shoot the gun, who's the two brawling it out in the AFC Championship this year?
AFC Championship, I've got the Colts,
Nope.
and I've got the Buffalo Bills.
No.
What in the tarnation are you
That's
drinking? over there?
my teams. That's who I think's going to make it to the AFC Championship. I think at some point people are going to figure out.
There you go.
So when it comes to
There we go.
the AFC Championship, again, I'm taking the Colts and the Buffalo Bills. As long as those two quarterbacks can stand upright on their feet, they've got the weapons, they've got the defensive talent, and I guarantee you, somebody's going to figure out how to stop Patrick Mahomes.
You know, I love your confidence, man. I mean, trust me. I've been a Colts fan since I was 8 years old, but it's going to be the Chiefs and the Bills yet again in the AFC Championship.
I think you're wrong.
Stop.
I think you're wrong.
If you say the Steelers, I'm going to.
Well,
respect
okay,
it.
you
What
know,
a fucking comment.
I do believe the Steelers be in the conversation, but also you guys are dismissing. I think the Dolphins might be in a championship,
You know
but I
what?
think they might take out a powerhouse.
You know
I think
what?
it might shock people.
I was thinking about that yesterday during the draft. I was thinking, God, they are going to be really fucking good this year. But it is the Dolphins. So, I mean, who the fuck knows what's actually going to happen with
They're
them?
kind of like the Jets. They always find a ways to fuck it up.
Yeah, I mean,
in a way, but I mean their defense last year was great.
yeah, I mean,
And if Tua can get it together,
man, Fitzmagic.
oh my
him.
boy, my
my
boy,
God.
oh Fitzy.
I feel like he's your spirit animal.
I love him. I think honestly, I want every jersey he's ever played in. I think it's like 17 teams.
Well, you need every
Seriously.
fucking jersey in the league.
Yeah, exactly.
I think he's on the
I literally
national.
feel like
Are you
he's
watching
D's-
football team?
I feel like he's D's spirit animal. Like, no shit.
Yeah, he has a
But
good
anyways,
beard.
But
Smart,
Fitzmagic, he's literally
sexiest man alive.
it's
He
sad
looks like
because he's been tossed around like a hooker on Nickel Night.
He
Yeah,
totally
He has
he
been
has.
everywhere.
he
totally-
has, but he does decent things.
He totally has.
Not
I don't
great,
know. I don't
decent
know. I don't know
things.
why no one's picked him up and said you're gonna be our friend.
Oh, they've tried it.
Okay.
The Bills
Because
have tried
they
it.
give
The
him
Jets
$10 million.
have tried
They give him
it.
$10 million a year and say you're going to be our backup.
Well, fuck, man. If I was getting $10 million a year, I'd fucking travel
exactly.
around too.
But guess
Yeah.
what? That's why they get him on the cheap.
I don't know about
because
that.
they tell
I
him
don't
they're
know
going to be.
about
I wouldn't
He-
say they get him on-
He says
I wouldn't say they get him on the cheap. but-
$10 million for a starting quarterback's cheap.
Nah, I
Even
mean,
for a backup, that's pretty cheap. Jacoby Brissett made
I
$17
wonder
million
how,
a year.
How much are the Bears spending this year on quarterbacks alone?
Their entire cap space at this point.
Literally.
My favorite part about Ryan, he signed a 2-year, $11 million deal with the Washington football team.
I love that. I love that. I love that.
And
Me
guess
too.
what?
Ron
He's going
Rivera,
to be.
baby.
He's
Because
going to be.
of around.
He's going to be their starting quarterback.
You know what's going to happen?
Dwayne Haskins is not going to take his
Who's-
spot.
Oh, Dwayne Haskins is for the Pittsburgh Steelers. You know?
Again, that's another place.
Who's that? What's his name? The quarterback for the Washington football team.
Alex Smith.
No, he retired.
retired.
Yeah, he's gone.
He retired. Who's the?
Iron Man's done.
I know he's Iron Man. He fucking broke his leg.
I know,
I
dude.
would-
He's made of
I
steel.
wouldn't call-
Rumbling and bumbling with no kneecap. He's running around.
Cheers to you, Joe Namath, because you are the first to do it.
I wouldn't
dude.
call a guy that broke his fucking leg. I mean, trust me. Props to him.
You twist an ankle, you're down for 3 years. This guy
You're right,
fucking
I am.
kneecaps in his fucking
I am.
hip, and he's like, all right, I'll come back and
I
play.
am.
Why not?
Trust me.
Why not?
Props to him for coming back from that. But I wouldn't call him an Iron Man by any stretch of the imagination. But
Anywho,
anyways.
don't discontinue the Dolphins. I'm telling you. I'm you know where I stand. A big Steeler fan here, but I wouldn't be surprised they'd come marching in and swimming right past us. They wouldn't surprise me.
fins up, baby. But
I'll be a fan. I'll be a fan this year.
I definitely don't. I don't agree with it.
All right, so
sounds
Chad
to me like,
has
it sounds
the
to me
Bills.
like D is jumping on any bandwagon.
D is the biggest bandwagoner I've ever known in my life.
You know I'll be jumping for Mahomes and straight arm.
I truly believe that goes with anybody that roots for the terrible towel. They just want to jump
Born
on
and
the
raised,
team
folks.
that wins.
Born and raised. The bus rides and never stops.
You were born and raised in Indiana, dude.
No, born and raised Steeler fan, motherfucker. Which damn near puts me in Heinz Field. I was a little baby. You ever seen Dumbo? I flew down in a little parachute in a Steeler jersey.
It explains a lot by your fucking ears.
Tommy Maddox.
Right, exactly.
Tommy boy was down. He picked me up.
So he wasn't even around when Neil O'Donnell was the quarterback.
No.
Where he threw. No. He was like what was it? Paul is it Paul Walker? Not Paul Walker.
Paul Walker.
Paul Walker was what's the quarterback for the Mean Machine? I feel like it was Neil. That's what O'Donnell did.
Fucking Paul Crew.
Paul
AKA
Crew.
Adam Sandler.
Paul Crew threw the
Christ.
game for the Steelers, and so did O'Neal. And I'm just saying, it's not a coincidence. He threw the Super Bowl.
Who did? Okay, you remember the '95 Steelers Colts?
Neil O'Donnell.
No, I know. Who was it that caught that fucking pass? That was not a catch, by the way. Who in the hell was that? I'm putting you on the spot right now, and we don't have the stats right now.
That's a good question. I don't know the answer to that.
I cannot remember who that was, but that was like.
Dalton, look it up. You're our resident tech guy.
I remember watching it as a kid and just my heart sinking.
Wasn't one of the Harbaugh? Wasn't the Harbaugh that threw it up?
No, he was the quarterback.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He threw a couple picks that game.
No,
didn't
we're talking about because we almost. So there was a play where.
It was the final play of the game. It was a Hail Mary.
O'Donnell threw a pass, and it was obviously not a catch, and they ruled it a catch. And
here.
Hey, Chad. By today's standards, it would not have been a catch.
It wouldn't have been close to a catch.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. But I just,
man, we got haters back still. 95, you guys are still hating on that game.
You weren't even alive then.
Born in 95.
He was not even alive back then.
Born in 95,
That's why
folks.
I don't even know why he's commenting.
Born in 95.
You can't twinkle in your daddy's eye.
I can twinkle and toe over this little conversation. All I'm saying is the Steelers rocked and rolled you guys that game. Rolled you around and like you guys are Play-Doh.
Do you even know what happened?
Steelers won. Harbaugh sucks.
Steelers won. Harbaugh sucks. Oh, Aaron Bailey. Remember
that was his 7th catch of his career. Yeah. Thank you.
He played for the Colts.
Remember it wasn't a complete pass. Aaron Bailey almost had the interception.
Yeah, and they didn't reel it.
And it hit the ground.
Watched the video. I just watched a video of it.
And was it a catch or not? Or was it an interception? You can say it now.
Don't be biased as
you can say it now.
Was it a catch?
Why don't we just watch it again? Let's see here. They're raising their hands right here.
Let's
see. It's slow motion. Slow motion. He's going down, folks.
He had it. That was an interception. What is it? What do you call it right now?
And it hit the ground. You not see that right there? It hit the ground.
It did hit the ground.
Watch this right here. Watch it.
I understand that it hit the ground.
It hit the ground. It's not. He had no possession of it. It was bouncing. Watch the ball hits his hips.
Bullshit.
Look his hands.
Bullshit.
Sorry. Look it up.
Let's move on to something not so.
I'll get this on the big screen.
Let's get away from football.
We're getting way too hyped up about football.
Let's get away from football.
Hey, Derby is tomorrow, guys.
Give me my boy.
What do we think about the Derby tomorrow? I mean, so I love the Derby just because it's an excuse for people to get drunk and to bet.
The girls wear their straw hats and the boys come out in fedoras.
Dude, getting drunk and betting are my 2 favorite things in the world. So, anyway.
Sad part is only the drinking party's good at it.
That's very true.
Facts.
That's very true. So, I mean, I don't know. So, I mean, obviously we've got, let me see.
It's looking like going through right now. It looks like Hot Rod Charlie is 8-1 favorite. He's supposed to be pretty good.
Known Agenda's up there too.
I don't know much about horse racing.
Give me Bezos.
Known Agenda was 6-1 earlier. It's gone.
He's dropping. He's dropping 17-1.
Give me Bezos.
You want Bezos?
I'm taking Bezos. That or Medina.
I like Midnight Bourbon just because I like the name, because I love bourbon. But Brooklyn Strong.
Hot Rod Charlie.
I love, like, I always go by the name.
I think everyone.
What about you guys? Do you guys go by the name, or do you like actually look into
I don't think there's a person out there that goes to the stables and like, that's a good looking horse.
I don't know.
That's
man.
a good looking horse. I think they're like, like the king. Like, what kind of fucking name is that? If I see a horse come up like the king, I'm gonna like you because you're a king.
I like that there's
you're a king horse.
I like that there's no spaces in the keep me in mind. I kind of like that.
Keep me in mind. I don't know if that's a horse I would pick just for the name.
All right, if y'all are listening tonight, here's where you're gonna go. If you're gonna take trifecta, you're gonna take Medina Spirit.
I don't know.
You're gonna take Hot Rod Charlie.
No, Bezos.
And then you're gonna take Bezos.
Yeah, there we
and
go.
you're gonna take him in that
Seriously.
order.
Get me
and you're gonna make money.
You're not gonna go from
Make sure
known agenda's not even in your top.
When known agenda goes from 6-1 odds to 17-1, there's a problem.
That was within the past.
That was within the last hour and a half that he went that deep.
We're throwing out helium. Helium. I don't know. He's once. Look at this.
I feel like Rock Your World's
owner DJ Stable. Do we know anything about DJ Stable? I don't think we do. Trainer.
Essential quality.
Mark Cassie.
Essential quality.
Earnings. Look at the earnings. $255,000. This little horse has made. Look at that. Look at these earnings. Right. I don't know. I might change my bet. I don't know. Bezos.
That's not a whole lot for horse racing, by the way.
Oh wait. This one's at 409. 409. Where's that for? Oh, keep me in mind. I was talking shit.
I told you, man.
I was talking shit.
Keep me in mind. I told you.
But 409 earnings right now. $409,000.
You can't go against the no spaces.
This damn Mustang has kept up.
What's Bezos have? Your boy.
No, Bezos, my champ. 116. He's just new though. He's a new.
He's
new out of the field.
He's just kind of getting out there.
He gets kind of nervous. You can't pick on him.
He's feeling his way out there.
You start pointing at him, he might pee a little. I don't know what Bezos is doing, but he's not doing bad. But I'm telling you, keep me in mind is almost 410,000.
I love the name Midnight Bourbon.
Make sure you guys throw us a share and a comment.
Yes, please.
We want to know what you guys think about.
We don't know what
this
pony
whole
to
Kentucky
pick.
Derby.
You guys let us know.
Tell us what you think is your pick. Give us a like, subscribe, whatever.
I think we go off what the money they made, $461,000.
You can't go by the money. You got to go by the odds.
That also states
these people are way smarter than we are. And again, stay with Medina Spirit.
It's an older steed. I'm telling you. I think Bezos is a pick. He's on 116,000.
I do like Bezos.
He's a younger.
I didn't like Bezos at first. No, I'm kind of.
Yeah, I'm telling you, he's a knight in shining armor right now. I think you guys go.
I thought that was Mandalorian. It's Mandaloon.
Where were we looking at right now?
Mandaloon. I thought it's a Mandalorian. I was about to go for that.
Stay away from the ones you can't pronounce.
I like keeping.
We stay away, folks. We stay away from big words around here. Ghosts, too. Oh, go.
No, we don't stay away from.
You stay away from two syllables, and you stay away from Casper.
Hold on. So I know that Indiana is a fairly notorious for being a haunted area. What, Chad? You know more about this than both of us combined. What are some of the most haunted areas in Indiana?
Oh, in Indiana, that's big. I don't know. Yeah. Because I know Texas, and I know West is huge.
Yeah,
Out West is huge for the scary.
Much love
for the scary
to the West Coast, but I mean,
if you're gonna go Indiana, me being who I am and having been a part of a lot of paranormal investigations, I would honestly start probably the most haunted place I've ever been is Central State Insane Asylum.
Do you really believe in this shit though? I mean,
it's real.
I don't believe in any. I would totally be willing to go on a ghost hunt with you guys, or like whatever you want to call it. I would love to go on one, but I feel like it's total bullshit.
I think Chad will vouch for me here. Like, I went to the Wall Shoe Club. When you walk in, it's just the presence, man. You walk in, and it's just
I don't even know
like it feels like it honestly feels like you walk in a room full of people, but yet there's no one there, and your hair like it feels like you're kind of nervous. There's static energy
in your head
you know?
Because you already know.
I didn't know this one was haunted. I promise.
Bullshit.
We just went in and went for a tour, and then the tour guide's like, by the way, this place is really fucking haunted, and we're just like, whoa. And then she showed us pictures and videos. I'm laying it out there. I'm laying the foundation out there.
Why were you there in the first place?
I visited Reno, man, and then Carson City was there. It's like an old time. It's like it's cool kind of like people like reenact plays back in like it's like Carson City's like an old ass city.
No, I totally.
So like they still have like the older buildings up still up, but like lo and behold, there's a lot of fucking creepers around there, dude.
Chad, so we have Central State, which I totally want to go to. We need to do a live feed from there.
Central State is definitely number one. As far as I'm concerned, I've been there. I've investigated it. Some of the most incredible paranormal experiences I've ever had happened at Central State.
So, like, I want to know, like, what has actually happened to you there?
When I was there, I was fortunate enough that I was in a position that I was able to get permission to be there to have a paranormal investigation.
That was my second question. So we cannot just go there.
It's not a place that you can just go and do an investigation. You have to have permission, and the people you're going to get permission from, they're very important people.
Could you get us in there?
There's potential I could get us permission again to go to that place and have an investigation. I had some incredible experiences there. Another place is the Joppa Cemetery, out in between Mooresville and Monrovia, Plainfield area.
Okay.
I was there. It's an old cemetery.
It's like one of those small cemeteries.
It's a very small cemetery. It's one of those places. They maybe have 30 or 40 tombstones.
Yeah.
But it's one of those places.
Are they from the 1800s and shit?
Yeah, they're all pretty old.
Those creep me the fuck out. I love it.
But one of the coolest things about it is it has a backstory. The backstory behind it is that particular city and area is all a satanic worship area.
Seriously?
A lot of the inhabitants in that area are satanic worships.
No shit.
So the particular church that's in front of the cemetery is considered a satanic worship church.
So that's pretty fucked up. I didn't know any of that.
That means you get like the Slender Man and shit out there, you know.
Yeah, you're talking some wild ass things going on out there. I've been out there. I've taken pictures. I've had apparitions and things inside of the pictures that were very, very unexplainable.
Honestly, that's kind of crazy, but I believe it though. I mean, to be honest, I'm a full believer of the afterlife.
I think it's a bunch of bullshit. I
can't wait till a demon just comes and smacks you right in the face and picks you up and wheels you all about.
Believe me, I
will not compel you, and then you're just gonna get your ass munched.
I would love to have a paranormal experience. Trust me, it would be the most insane thing.
Chad, $10 a piece. $10 a piece is pants.
It would.
I'm not losing my money.
It would be the most insane thing to happen to me ever. I swear to God. I would think that would be so fucking insane. But I don't see it happening. Like, I'm gonna go there. I'll be like, yeah, this is kind of creepy. But
then they're gonna scratch up your back and then push you down. Have you seen any scary movies? That's kind of how it is when you go to the scary places.
I'm a big horror movie fan.
The craziest thing is I was absolutely like Mikey. I had zero belief in what was going on in the paranormal until I put myself in that situation many years back. And some of the people that I was with made me a believer, but they made me a believer in the truest form because they allowed me to do it by myself. I was with nobody. I was able to do it on my own, and I had the experiences. And if you don't believe in the paranormal, you're making a huge mistake. It's not something to be scared of, but it's something to believe in, and it's something to truly take serious because there is paranormal situations out there that we'll all experience at some point.
No, I mean, I fully agree with that. I think if you're going to dabble in something like that, you got to be careful. But which brings me, I think we do it. I think the viewers, I think the listeners, I think the people want it. I think the people want Michael to get possessed. I mean, I'm down for it. I think it'll be a good time. I mean, if he starts crawling backwards and walking on walls, I think we smack him down. I think that's what it comes down to.
I don't think we're gonna have a problem with that.
Yeah, no.
I think if Mikey gets possessed,
I think it's a good time.
I'm pretty sure His girlfriend Kim will make sure that she smacks the devil out of him.
Dude, I swear to God, I would love.
She does that even before he's possessed.
I would love to get possessed.
You're gonna be Jonah Hill. You're gonna be Jonah Hill if this is the end.
I would love to get possessed, but it's not gonna fucking happen.
The demons just come and make love to you at night when we're
God,
sleeping.
that sounds
when we do a 12-hour
Sounds
over steak knife.
Sounds amazing though. But no, I've never been. I would love stuff scares.
You don't want to be possessed. I
stuff
promise.
Scares the fuck out of me.
You get superpowers. I heard you get superpowers.
Like late at night in a graveyard. Sure, it's scary. It's kind of creepy. But I don't. There's no fucking.
It sounds like when we sign off this podcast, we're taking his ass to this graveyard.
You know what? I think
I'm down for it.
I think this is.
I got nothing but time.
I think this is a good idea in the next.
Tonight, I think we take you.
Should we do it tonight?
I think we videotape
Michael. We're
Michael.
gonna do it tonight, and we're gonna put that shit up.
Oh, you guys, this is gonna be up for the
my
first
God.
episode.
All right.
Episode 1, the
Episode
draft.
1, and
Midway
it
through
fucking
it,
goes
Michael
deep.
turns gray.
It gets deep. On
Michael
episode
crawled on our
1.
walls.
Barstool, we're coming for you. You don't have nothing on this.
All right, we're gonna wrap her up. We appreciate you guys. Trust me, we're gonna be emailing you guys right back. We want you guys to tell us what you guys think. Next week, we'll be tuning in. We'll have a lot more information going on. But that's just what our thoughts of the draft so far, our picks. And by the way, pick Bezos for the Derby. Bezos all the way. All right, we're checking out. This is Mikey and the D with Chad.
Have a good one, guys.
Thanks, everybody.